If you're interested in living in Salinas, California, in this video I'll be breaking down the pros and cons of living in Salinas. What's up everyone, Toby Fernie, local realtor in Monterey, California. Salinas has the largest population in all of Monterey County with around 160,000 residents, and it's close to a 30-minute drive to downtown Monterey. I've helped 15 groups of clients to buy or sell a home in Salinas, and even put in offers myself on buying a house in Salinas prior to purchasing in Seaside. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the benefits and the drawbacks of living in Salinas. If you're comparing or considering living in downtown Monterey, Seaside, Pacific Grove, Pebble Beach, Carmel Valley, or Carmel-By-The-Sea, I've linked videos comparing the pros and cons of those towns in the description below. If after watching this video you decide that Salinas is the type of place that you'd be interested in living in, or if you're a seller wondering the value of your home in today's market in Salinas, be sure to give me a call, send me a text or an email, and let me know how I can help you reach your goals. All right, let's get into talking about some of the pros of living in Salinas. Salinas is going to be one of the most affordable places to purchase a home on or near the Monterey Peninsula. As of the start of February 2026, the median list price for single-family residences is $825,000, and the median list price for condominiums and townhouses is $440,000. As Salinas is the largest city population-wise and one of the largest geographically in all of Monterey County, prices can range drastically throughout the different parts of Salinas. Currently on the market, prices range from a $520,000 single-family residence to a $3,695,000 home. So as you can see, there can be quite a range of prices. And I put the term affordable in quotations there because everything is relative. If you're moving to the area from other parts of the country, say the Midwest or the South, or even some other parts of California, the idea of an affordable home being $825,000 or even $520,000 may not be what you're thinking when it comes to affordability. But this is affordable when it comes to Monterey County standards. Seaside is going to have the closest pricing to Salinas for another neighborhood that's near downtown Monterey, and the median list price as of the filming of this video in February 2026 is $920,000. Along with having more affordable options, your money will be able to get you a larger and nicer home in Salinas than it would in many other parts of the Monterey Peninsula. Salinas has a nickname of the salad bowl of the world. Not the salad bowl of California or the United States, the salad bowl of the world. That's a big place. Salinas produces nearly half of the nation's lettuce and broccoli, but also grows significant amounts of strawberries, spinach, and celery. It is also known for producing year-round crops like cauliflower, artichokes, and wine grapes. So it's not hard to find fresh produce and food in Salinas. One of my favorite things to do is to go to the farmers market, which is on Saturdays. It's one of the largest farmers markets in Monterey County in terms of the number of vendors and the variety of produce that you'll be able to purchase there. Not to mention there are some delicious restaurants in Salinas, and you're going to be able to find a wider range of authentic food when it comes to certain types of restaurants like Mexican food and Asian food. Two of my favorites are Via Azteca and El Chorrito for Mexican food, and Ginger Thai for a Thai restaurant. Monterey County is a temperate climate along the central coast of California. The temperature rarely goes above 75 degrees or below 50 degrees throughout the year, and the temperature doesn't change much between the summer and winter months. We've actually had a warm January with temperatures in the mid-70s. With that being said, there are times that I wish that the temperature was 5 to 10 degrees warmer when the temperature's in the 50s and 60s. Even in the summer months, the weather can be colder. Salinas usually tends to be 5 to 10 degrees warmer than other parts of the Monterey Peninsula, and you're going to get more sunshine and warmer days than you would get in places like Pacific Grove or Carmel-By-The-Sea. With temperatures often going over 100 degrees in certain parts of California, especially during the summer months, Salinas has a temperate, manageable climate, but it's going to be a little bit warmer and sunnier than other parts of the Monterey Peninsula. It's sometimes worth taking the short drive to go from Monterey to Salinas in order to do some outdoor activities because you're going to have warmer and nicer weather, which leads me to my next pro of living in Salinas. Salinas has over 45 parks throughout the community, like Natividad Creek Park, which is over 50 acres. Toro Park also has a nice hiking and trail area. You have access to Fort Ord National Monument with over 68 miles of hiking and biking trails that spans between Salinas, Marina, Seaside, and Monterey. And while I mentioned that the temperatures are warmer in Salinas typically, it's still rather temperate and the temperatures stay consistent throughout the year. So this allows you to access the outdoors throughout the entire year. Many of the properties in Salinas, like along the Highway 68 corridor, are going to have beautiful mountain views and be a bit more secluded and remote than living in some other parts of Salinas. In another video that I made on my channel, I ranked the 5 most walkable neighborhoods on or near the Monterey Peninsula. South Salinas was number 5 on that list. South Salinas is one of my favorite residential neighborhoods in all of Monterey, and it truly has a feeling of community. Along with that, Main Street is a great meeting point in Salinas that you can walk to from most parts of South Salinas. Main Street has restaurants, coffee shops, bookstores, bars, a movie theater, and shopping. This is also where the Saturday Farmers Market is held every week in Salinas. Alvarado Street, First Awakenings, and the aforementioned Via Azteca are 3 of my favorite restaurants that are located on Main Street in South Salinas. Okay, so let's get to some of the cons of living in Salinas. As the saying goes in real estate, location, location, location. One of the reasons that Monterey County is so popular and the real estate can be so expensive here is because you're in one of the most picturesque settings in all of California or the United States, and you're right along the coast. Many towns and neighborhoods throughout the Monterey Peninsula are either on the ocean, walking distance to the ocean, or have ocean views. At most, you're a short drive to the coast in towns like Seaside, Marina, Delray Oaks, and Monterey. With Salinas, you have access to the outdoors and nature, but you're going to have to get in your car and drive half an hour in order to access the coast. It may not seem like that far of a distance in order to get to the coast and go to some places like Del Monte Beach or Carmel Beach, but the fact that Salinas is inland and it's not right on the coast and you're going to have to drive that distance in order to access some of the beauty in being on the coast in Monterey County is the reason why prices are less expensive in Salinas than they are in some of these other coastal towns. If you've watched this channel before, you've seen that I've talked about one of the reasons that I love living in Monterey is because you don't have to deal with some of the issues that you'll find in the larger cities throughout California like LA, San Francisco, San Jose, and San Diego, namely traffic. Having to plan your day around traffic patterns and the number of hours that people have to sit in some of these towns can be a significant problem. Monterey, for the most part, doesn't tend to deal with traffic. There are, however, 2 times a day from 2 locations that there's traffic. First thing in the morning between 7:30 and 9 a.m. and then in the afternoon between 3:30 to 5 p.m. when you're coming in from Salinas in the morning to Monterey and when you're leaving Monterey going to Salinas in the afternoon. So if you're someone who lives in Salinas but you have to commute to Monterey in order to come in for work, you should expect to deal with traffic on your way into work and on your way back home. Many of the major county offices and buildings are located in Salinas, so if that's the case and you're somebody who works at one of these offices, you may end up having to do the reverse commute and not having to deal with that traffic. Along Along with being the most populous city in Monterey County and having to deal with some issues like traffic, Salinas is pretty spread out and is one of the largest areas geographically in Monterey County, being 24 square miles. I mentioned that it's only around a 30-minute drive from some parts of Salinas, like South Salinas, to get into downtown Monterey. Yet with traffic, it could take you 30 minutes to drive from South Salinas to North Salinas. Certain neighborhoods in Salinas, like South Salinas, are very walkable, but other neighborhoods in Salinas you're going to need to get in your car to drive to pretty much everything when it comes to amenities. Now, I was hesitant to put this one on the list, but I guess it is the elephant in the room, so I'll discuss it. In 2018 and 2019, there was a reality TV show that followed the Salinas Police Department. For many years, Salinas had a higher crime rate than other parts of Monterey County, with 2015 being the peak when it came to some of those crime statistics. Since that time period, the city, the police department, and the residents of Salinas have made a concerted effort to decrease crime levels, and they've come down significantly since that 2015 peak time period. I've lived in Monterey County for almost a decade at this point, and I've spent significant amounts of time in Salinas, and more so than just working with clients and showing houses. My wife lived in Salinas for many years and works in Salinas. We actually put offers in on 2 houses in the 93901 zip code of Salinas prior to purchasing our house in Seaside. Personally, I haven't felt unsafe once in my time that I've spent in Salinas, and I wouldn't have put offers in on 2 different properties in Salinas if I felt like it was an unsafe place that I didn't want to live. But everyone has a different level of comfortability. You'll have to be the judge of that yourself, and I always encourage people to come to the area, check it out prior to purchasing a home, and speak to the local police department and check out websites that go over things like crime statistics. I couldn't really think of a 5th con when it comes to living in Salinas, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, there's so many pros and great reasons for living in Salinas and why it has become a very popular place to purchase real estate in recent years. If the cost of purchasing a home works for you and you would prefer a larger city, mountain views, and don't mind driving a bit to get to the coast and Monterey Peninsula, then this could be an ideal place for you to live. Many clients who I've worked with who eventually bought in Salinas felt that the pros of saving money on their home purchase and being able to buy a larger or nicer home in Salinas was worth having to take a short drive to get to Monterey. If you have any questions about living in Salinas, or a seller wondering the value of your home in today's market, or a buyer looking for your dream home in the area, be sure to give me a call, send me a text, or an email at toby.fernie@gmail.com. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for future content all about real estate and living here in Monterey, California. Click the icon to subscribe to more content from living in Monterey, California.